So this is quarter 3, week 4. So nasa kalahati na tayo ng third quarter. So malapit na tayong matapos ang school year. Okay, so quarter 3, week 4, beginning with AP, last. So ibig sabihin sa Philippine, sa Bicol ang last pandivision na gibuhon pampagkanood. So ang last may title na responsibilidad kan mga nasa eskwelahan. So beginning with part 1, introduction na may dialogue. Tapos gibuhon 1, hanapon sa laogan kahon ang tamang simbag base sa retrato na nasa tuong portion o right side. Isurat ang sa indong simbag sa kahon. So one letter for each box. So the choices will be from this box: eskwela, principal, nurse, guardia, teacher. So 1 to 5. Next page. Gawain 2, aramon mo. So this is about the personnel, the staff in Carolina Elementary School. But during the lesson video, I will also provide information about the personnel and the staff in school. So yan si sa Carolina Elementary School. Tapos yan yung mga teachers sa grade 1. Tapos next naman nagigibohon, isurat sa gurit bago ang numero kung si Isay ang may katungdan kan mga minasunod na responsibilidad. Pilian ang tamang simbag sa laog kan kahon. So the choices are found here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so dito yan isusulat number 1 hanggang number 5. And then gibuhon 3, isurat sa gurit bago ang numero ang tama o sala, depende sa kada pahayag. So ito yung mga dapat ano mga ginagawa dapat pag nasa school, paano nakakatulong yung personnel and then staff. Okay, that is from 1 until number 5. Gibuhon 4, sa laogan kahon i-drawing sa imong mga obligasyon bilang eskwela sa kakoloran ini. So pwede nang only kasi mga obligasyon, you just choose 2. So, i-draw and then color. And if you wish to explain, siguro may short statement sa baba that will explain about your drawing, pwedeng-pwede. And then, gibuhon 5, ano kaya sa hiling mo ang sarong rason kung taano kaipuhan na gibuhon kan mga personahe kan eskwelahan an sa indang mga kanya-kanyang obligasyon? Bakit daw kailang may mga personnel and staff kasama na din teacher na tumutulong sa school? Ano ang naitutulong nila? Kumbaga. So, isurat na sa imong simbag sa baba. So, short answers. So, from a child's perspective, so sa sagot ng bata, ano kaya ang naitutulong ng nung principal, ng guardia, ng nurse, ng teacher, and then other staff sa school. So, yan ang sa gibuhon 5. So, that's it for AP. Next is ESP. ESP, Edukasyon sa Pagpapakatao, Quarter 3, Module 4, malinig na kapalibutan para sa marhay na salud or health kan gabos. So this is from Kamsur. So yan, may introduction, may objective. Ito yung reference from Melk. Tapos, pagpuon sa examen, parang pre-test ito, is drawing digdi sa kahon, ang puso kung ang mga lugar makakatabang sa satuyang salud, if it is helpful for us, and then, bilog naman kung ang lugar makakaraot sa satuyang salud. So, if the pictures are not clear, you can refer from this intro video, or you can wait for the lesson video. So, that's from number 1 until number 6. Next, pagpahiwas kan kaaraman. So, this is the discussion part. Next, story. I'll read it to you during the lesson video, and the choices for each question will be encircled. Rather, the answer for each item will be encircled. A, B, or C. Isa puso, piliyon sa laogan kahon ang mga mangyayari sa minasunod na sitwasyon. Isurat ang letra kan tamang simbag sa module. So, digdi po. So, ini ang mga mangyayari, and then ini ang mga kumaga effect. So, ano ang mangyayari? Mapili digdi sa kahon. Next is sa buhay. So, isurat ang tama kung ini ang dapat ang gibuhon, naman kung dai dapat ini gibuhon. So, tama o sala from number 1 until number 5. And then, ang nanudan ko, kopyahon sa kahon ang pwedeng ilaag na slogan sa barangay para maataman ang satong salud. So, gibuhon ini sa module na ini. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pipili lang ng 4 that will be written here. Parang slogan na. So, halimbawa, ang gigibon, so, babasahin mo na kung ito makakatulong in our health. So, ilalagay sa kahon. So, there are only 4 boxes. So, it means you have to choose only 4 from here. Next, dagdag na gibuhon, i-drawing ang mga paagi kung paano ka makakatabang sa kalinigan. How will you help in the cleanliness? A, at home. B, in school. And C, palibot. So, when we mean palibot, outside of our home, in the community. So, anong pwedeng gawin? 1 drawing for each. So, pwedeng ito ang A, harong, B, eskwelahan, and C, palibot. So, that's it for ESP. Next one, it's science. So science, we are done with materials. So we now proceed with light. So this is quarter 3, week 4. Module 3, kasi good for 2 weeks yung pinakaunang module. And this is followed by module 2, yung mass of materials. And then module 3, it's about light. So specifically, infer that light is necessary to life. So this is the introduction objective with the help of teacher Sheena. And then we have pre-test. So check or X. Check if it's a statement, a correct statement about light, and X if not. So that's from number 1 until number 5. And then you have to read this poem. And there are 3 questions below to answer. Explore A. Identify where light comes from. In each picture, write your answer in the box below each picture. So, saan kaya nanggagaling ang light dito? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and then number until number 5. So, yan. So, ano ang nakakapagpaliwanag? So, you can mention a phrase or just a word. Next, explore B. So, we have here quick meaning or quick discussion about artificial light source and natural light source. So, you have to group the following light sources according to their correct classification. Write their names under the group they belong. So, andito yung pagpipilian. You just write the words under natural light or artificial light source. Next, explore C. Draw or write about how people use the following light sources. What is the use of this? So, you just use short answers. Ito naman. So, they emit light or light sources na din sila. But how are they useful to us? So, write your answer here. It's from number 1 until number 3. Explore D. Ito naman, what happens if the sun is gone? So, ito na lang. Imagine if we have no sunlight. Circle the letter that tells what will happen. So, parang ano siya, inferring o ano ang susunod na mangyayari. So, for plants, for animals, you have choices A and B. For people, you have choices A, B, or C. So, how are you going to answer this? Circle the letter. Next one. This is explain. You just use short answers. Why do we need light? What are some sources of light around us? Or you can refer to what sources of light you use at home. So, ano na lang, mga ilang examples. And then, on the next page, this is the discussion about light. About the sources of light. and then the uses of light, and then key concepts, the summary of the whole discussion, and parang important points pala. And then apply your learning. Look for sources of light in your house. Find at least one natural and one artificial source of light. Draw and name them below. So tag-isa. One for natural and one for artificial. Next, test yourself. This is composed of different parts. Part 1, check if the object is a source of light. So check or blank. Next, part 2, write in if the light source is natural, and write A if it is artificial. So that's from 6 to 10. Then part 3, write the letter of the correct answer. You have choices A, B, C, or D. Write it on the blank. And then reflect. So you just have to put a check under the proper column. If you understood the topic, you put under yes. You put a check under yes. But if you find difficulty or most of the discussion were not clear, so you just put a check under no. Next, glossary. So there are 3 words. And then last part is post-test. Write yes if the statement is correct and no if it is not. So that's it for science. Next one, we have MTB. So MTB, mga mahalagang pangyayari. So this is quarter 3 module 4. So we have a module from Kamsur ulit. Then introduction, objectives or layunin. So in English, this is about note important details in grade level literary and informational texts. Listen to. So mga importanteng pangyayari in the story. So, talasalitaan o bokabularyo. And then inat na gibuhon. So, ano lang to oral, sabihin ko ano mga produkto ang pwedeng magibo hali sa abakaburi, karagumoy, saka iba pa. So, parang identification lang kung ano-ano mga ito. So, but in case the pictures are not clear, just refer to this module or to this intro video. And then, may babasahin ako sa lesson video na story, or if you want to answer ahead, then you just ask an adult to read this to you, or if you can read it by yourself, then why not? And then may discussion, parang Q&A. Tapos next naman, giyan aki sa pagsabi kan mga natatanda na pangyari sa istorya, antabayan man sinda sa mga masarunod pang gibuhon. So ini based on the story and then from the pictures presented. So we have to understand what these words mean. Sunod, kompletohon ang panaysay, gibuhon ini sa surat. Okay, you just put your answers here. So ayan ang mga ginamit doon sa vocabulary. You have to use them in order to complete this paragraph. And then tandaan about sequencing events. Pag sinabing sequencing events, you can identify which happened first, which happened second, or next, and then what is the last event. So, ayan. Tapos, maglista ng 5 gamit. So, this is about the text tungkol doon sa doon sa nauna. So, yung basket, maglista ng 5 gamit sa harong nindo nagibo sa mga lokal na materyales, arugan karagamoy, baka, buri, asin, iba pa. So, maglista lang ng 3. Ano mga gamit sa bahay nyo that's made from karagamoy, abaka, buri, and then iba pang mga native na materials. Next, gibuhon 2, pasunod-sunod doon ang pangyayari base sa binasang istorya. Doon yung nasa unahan pa, and then isurat 1 to 5 buon sa inat na nangyari hanggang sa huring pangyayari. So among these 5 events which happened first, that will be marked as 1 until the last event which will be marked as 5. Next, panapos na gibuhon, mag-drawing in basket o iba pang produktong gibos sa karagumoy, abaka, ubari, saka iba pa. Kaganan mo ininin disenyo. So, ano mga nagagawa pa, nagigibo pa hali sa Karagumoy, Abaca, Ubori. Yung mga native product. So, tapos draw and then lagyan ng design. And dugang nagibuhon, adalan mga retrato, isulat ang 1, 2, 3, 4 para mapakari ang tamang pagkakasunod-sunod kan paglalaog sa eskwela. So, there are 4 events, 4 pictures. You just sequence it from number 1 until number 4. Alin ang nauna, alin yung sunod, ano yung sunod, and then alin yung last event. So, that's the end of MTB. Sunod naman, we have sa English, dalawa. So, English 4, this is about the characters. Kaya may title na Spot the Actor. So, yan, may introduction, may learning target or dalayunin, may vocabulary. So, connect each word with each picture. If the pictures printed out are not clear, so just refer to this intro video. So, yan, i-connect ang dots. Sunod, warming up. So, this is the poem and then draw the character here being described. Ano kayo na-imagine nyo? As you read this poem, as you listen to this poem, what do you think the character looks like? Yan. And then, discussion about the main character. And then, we have practice task 1. So, circle the letter of the character or characters in the sentence. So, yan. Number 1 until number 3. Ignore na lang to. Please see the answer. So, you have choices A, B, C, or D. Circle the letter. Practice task 2. So, may short na selection or may short na story. Tapos may question, who is the main character? So, just write it down using the 3 lines. Yung parang blue, red, blue. Sunod naman, ito, bilugan na lang kung alin. Sunod naman, another story and then another question, who is the main character? Tapos, another question, which picture best matches the main character? Ito, among the 3 pictures, encircle only 1. And then, practice task 3, listen to the story, think about who the story is mostly about, tapos draw him or her. So, babasahin or you listen to the story and then what can you picture? What kind of character? Anong na-imagine mo? Ano kayang itsura niya based on the story? And then cooling down, so circle the letter of the character or characters. So you have choices A, B, C, or D. And then learning challenge. So you have there's another story and then there is a question. There are different instructions below after the story. Dito, so instead of write your answer on your notebook, dito na lang bilugan A, B, C, or D. Number 2, draw the characters in the story. So, sa tingin nyo, alin doon yung mga bida. So, draw them here. Then, another story. Then, another question. Who is the story mostly about? Tapos, draw the character. So, matapos mo identify yung character, how do you imagine the character? How would you draw him or her? Next one, another story. Tapos, may question. And then, may i-draw. So, para, this is how well do you understand the story? And then, in relation to that, so may connection ang module 5. This is about the place and time of the story. So, kung previously it's about the characters, dito naman ay tungkol sa place and time the story happened. So, again, it starts with introduction, objectives, vocabulary, but this time the vocabulary, you don't have to answer anything. You just read the words and what do they mean. Warming up, circle the word or phrase that tells you the place and time. So for each item, for each sentence, there are two ideas that you have to answer. One is the place and the time. So, pwede siyang it comes in one word or phrase ang dapat bilugan. But not everything should be encircled. Baka pasigurado lahat i-encircle yung buong sentence. So, that's not supposed to be. So, that's numbers 1 to 5. And then, learning about it. So, this is the discussion. Next one. Ayan naman. This is about the setting and the time. Tapos, let's move to practice task 1. So, you read the story and choose the setting to describe in detail. So, anong na-imagine mo tungkol naman this time about the place? Tapos, practice task 2. Observe the picture, describe the scene using your own words. So, what can you say about the settings? So, you just choose maybe 2 words to describe, to say about some, to describe the picture, or to describe the setting, the scene. Practice task 3. So, recall the stories or movies that you've watched. Complete the sentence. So, yan. I believe the setting of the story title was si place because explain mo na. Okay. So, pero do this orally and share your answer with a family member or a classmate. So, ito parang scratch lang so that when you share it to one or to your family members, alam mo na kung ano ang isasagot. And then, cooling down, draw the setting being described below. So, ito, read the story. But this time, hindi na character ang drawing, kundi anong klase yung lugar. So, also for letter B. And then, learning challenge. Ask a family member or your teacher to read each passage. Ito. So, sa lesson video, I'll be reading them. Look for clues that show the setting, then explain your answer. So, yan. Where is the story taking place? How do you know? Paano mo nalaman na doon ang place? Tapos, when naman? When is the story taking place? Kailan naman nangyari yung story? And then, how do you know? You explain. Paano mo nalaman? Yeah. Also, with another story, the same format. May question mo na, where is the story taking place? And then, how do you know? Tapos, when naman? The other question is, when is the story taking place? And then, how do you know? And then, points to ponder, the summary, or the parang key points of the whole module for module 5. Okay, next, for health. Health naman, quarter 3, module 1. So, what is this about? Keeping our home environment healthful. So, parang related din siya sa ESP. Tama ba? Sa AP, sa AP. So, but this time, tungkol sa home environment. Yung we are after yung pagiging malinis, maayos. Okay, so, if this one focuses on health, tapos yung AP naman sa parang mga responsibilities mga dapat gawin. But ang pagkakapareho, it's about having a good or nice environment, nice setting. So, yan. So, may introduction, objectives, vocabulary. There are 4. So, yan. May explanation then. Pre-test, check or X. Numbers 1 to 5. Learning activities. May babasahin. And then, may sasagutan. Isulat ang letra. You have choices A, B, C, or D. That's until number 5. And then, may discussion. Yan. May konting explanation. And then, ang arin kaya sa mga gawi na ipinapahiling kan labang retrato ang kausakan pollution. What causes pollution? Kung kaya na dipisilan sa paghango si Dora bilugan mga ini. What causes pollution? You need to encircle them. Next, practice task 1. So, ito man ang bilog magsha-shade. Pwedeng crayons na lang para hindi mapudpud agad yung pencil. So ito man ang bilog kung atin ang tamang gibuhon para maiwasan mong magkahelang sa respiratory system arog ni Dora. So, alin dyan ang tamang gibuhon? So, mag-shade. Kung hindi naman, if it's a wrong thing to do, then leave it blank. Okay, practice task 2. So, isulat ang letra kansimbag. You have choices A, B, C, or D. That is also for number 2 and then number 3. And then, performance task, mag-drawing din pwede mong gibuhon para to maintain, ang malinig na palibot kan harong nindo. So, ano ba pwedeng magawa ng bata para maging malinis ang paligid o in and outside your home? So, draw 2 ideas. And then, post-test, isurat ang letra A, B, C, or D ang simbag. Okay, so that's until number 5. So, that's it. Tapos na. Na-discuss ko na ba lahat? AP, 2 English, isang ESP, isang Filipino. So, ayan. Isang health. So, pang-apat na to sa MAPE. May MTB naman. So, sequencing. And then, module 4. Ito naman, this is about light. So, that's it. I hope you keep on trying to finish the module on time. And then, iwasan na ang sulat ay galing sa iba. Kasi, kung hindi kayo masasanay na magsulat hanggang ngayon, kung hindi pa rin sanay na magsulat or hindi pa rin matapos ang module hanggang ngayon, so it means you will find it hard para sa next na grade level kasi expect na mas madami na gagawin. So, and then mas challenging ang mga questions, also the topics, and also the task given will also be more challenging, hindi na pang grade 1. So, pang grade 2 na, unti-unti, sana maging independent para hindi mahirapan. And then, with regard to writing, congratulations doon sa mga nakita ko yung progress. Nagsimula sa lampas sa linya, tapos dahil sa sila yung palaging nagsusulat sa module, I see their improvement in their handwriting, saka mas lalong gumanda. But for those who parang nagtatapos na lang module kasi takot mamapagalitan. So, magiging mahirap talaga yon. So, dapat you are determined to finish. Kasi grade 1, hindi na to kinder na kailangan i-baby pa. So, kailangan din na focus anong dapat gawin, anong dapat tapusin for each day. Hindi lahat puro gadgets, kundi makakalimutan nyo na mag-aral. Magiging mahirap ang pagbasa, pagsulat, and paano pag nag-face to face? Hindi na kasama ang mami, wala nang kasamang ate. So, dapat din handa tayo to whatever form of learning that we will have after this school year. So, I hope you can finish this. You can submit this on time. So, good luck and enjoy.